Hello, welcome to the weather update. It is about 9:45 on June 28th, 2023, and definitely we had a little more sun today, and some pop-up showers and thunderstorms. And looking at the satellite here, you can see, look at all that smoke that's heading our way. That's over the Great Lakes. That's all going to be heading in our direction. This is all, a lot of this is lower level smoke too, so we're going to have it at the lower levels as well. You can clearly see how visible it is there on that satellite there if we pause it right there, you'll see there's all that smoke right there that we're going to deal with. We'll draw it out for you here. This is it right here. So all this, all this is heading our way. So this is all heading our way, and literally it's all over here. So it's got no place to go but over us, and we're going to be dealing with that tomorrow and probably into Friday as well. We already have an air quality alert in effect for us right now. So let's look at the radar, and you'll see we'll use the Ventus Sky radar because today was kind of interesting. So you can see there's still a few pop-up showers out there. There's not much lightning with these, but if we go back to the afternoon here, we had some pretty decent ones on the North Shore of Suffolk County that popped up around 1 o'clock. Some heavy ones there. You can see right there. There's another one here at 2 o'clock. Another one in, looks like, around Comac, and a few around Rocky Point. And those kind of moved off, and then a whole bunch more popped up as we got to at 4 o'clock. You see there were a bunch more that started developing here. Yeah, here we go. 4:30. You start seeing there was a cell that was really starting to go. Looks like right around Roslyn Heights, East Hills, and that moved into Hicksville and Plainview. 4:50. And you can see that formed a nice little line there. Heavy rain, not much lightning with these, but it went over generally Suffolk County, north of the LIE, maybe a little bit, maybe part of Brentwood there, mostly Hauppauge and Coram, and got into it. And then another cell popped up around 6 o'clock in southwest Nassau County that brought some rain to the South Shore. And that one was, these were really slow moving, and then that kind of intensified as it moved further north, and developed into a heavier shower, and then another shower developed around between 7 and 8 o'clock that moved over the South Shore. All right, so looking at and you can see that shower really took its time too, by the way. It really took its time getting out. So let's take a look at some sky pictures here, and we'll start with the afternoon hour. Of course, it was brutal here in Mineola, but there was a nice breeze in Babylon, of course. This is Argyle Lake. We even had a little bit of blue sky, which is surprising. But if you look to the north here, you can see all the clouds, all the cumulonimbus here that was building on the horizon. You can see these were the showers here that we had. Some pretty hefty-looking cumulonimbus clouds here. And those are those showers that we're looking at on the radar in the afternoon. Again, this was around 4:30. You can see they were building quite nicely. And as we got to a quarter to 4, I got on my train, and this was the view out the window. You could see here a really nice looking cumulonimbus cloud here. This is the storm again. It was probably over Comac around this time. Maybe not Comac, maybe like Huntington or Melville. And you could see here another look at it. Again, this storm here, really pretty looking storm clouds for sure. And luckily I had an M9, so the view was, didn't have the crappy windows from the M7. So look at this view here. I mean, this is Amityville, and you can see that. There's that storm. Looks like it's right over, I would say, Melville, maybe Elwood, maybe Dix Hills, that area. So, but it was nothing going on for a while on the South Shore. And then one more look at it. What a beautiful storm cloud right there. So really nice, pretty looking clouds in the sky today. If you could avoid getting hit by these showers. So let's go look at the weather map, the weather and hazards map, and you'll see again, you're dealing with some pretty extreme heat in the south. Looks like now we've got an excessive heat watch now for the southwest. Severe weather. Looks like severe thunderstorm watches up in Wyoming and the Dakotas again. And air quality alerts actually we have excessive heat for California too as well. Looks like excessive heat warning also for a good part of California as well. And then we got the excessive heat warning, red flag warning for New Mexico. Excessive heat heat advisory for much of Suffolk, Texas, and then again that excessive heat warning that's going to be. It looks like from much of Mississippi into Louisiana too as well, and up north maybe into parts of Missouri. So yeah, a lot going on. Let's start with our area first. We'll talk about the weather we've been experiencing today. Obviously, you see that air quality alert is in effect, and that's going to be in effect at least through tomorrow. Probably might actually be lingering into Friday as well. So it's very humid out there. 72, dew point 70. The alley's like 77. So it's I'm walking in this neighborhood. Literally, I get home and I got to take a cold shower just walking around here. It's just that bad here. It's just unbelievable. South Shore wasn't too bad, but here it's just forget about it. So you can see the weather today. Very humid today. You can see there was some light rain reported at Islip. Looks like Islip, all they had was, thunder was reported around 156. See, it got pretty warm today, too. Got up to around 80 degrees there. Light rain being reported at times. Other sites were warmer than that. So we'll first start with the high temperatures across the area today, and we'll look at our precipitation as well. So highs across Long Island. Most areas got above 80. Low to mid 80s, pretty much low to mid 80s, upper 70s way out east, and maybe on the South Shore, and low 80s also in New Jersey. So fairly close to normal for this time of the year for our high temperatures. Our low temperatures were pretty mild up there, only around 70 across much areas of Long Island. Very muggy night. Cooled off a little more in New Jersey. I guess they had a little bit of more cooling over there, but for us it was kind of very, very muggy night last night. Let's go look at our precipitation. We'll look at our 24-hour precipitation totals here and see how much we got, how much rain we got here at these sites. However, you can see it looks like some areas got a decent amount of rain. Some areas didn't, depending on who got hit. It's really hit or miss. The North Shore of Suffolk seems like they did a little better. 0.46 there. Not much out there. We'll look at the Wonder Map because that's going to show more in the way of precipitations, I think. What I want to go now is we're going to take a look at some observations further to the west. And we're going to start with Buffalo, if I can find Buffalo. Here's Genesee County Airport 4. It's not misting over there. It's smoke. There's actually smoke in the air. Buffalo is reporting smoke. 7-mile visibility, but it was down as low as, if we look at some of the observations here, Buffalo was noting visibility down as low as 3 miles or even 2 miles in smoke earlier. So this is what we're going to have to deal with, even down to 1.50. So this is what we're going to have to deal with. This is good. The winds, once the winds go to the west, this is going to blow into our area. We're going to be dealing with it tomorrow, and I think it's going to be pretty thick. And I know they're saying it won't be that bad, but some of the models are saying it won't be. I don't see how it's not. That smoke is moving right in our direction. It's not. There's nowhere to go. But yeah, lots of smoke being reported here. Let's see. Haze is being reported at Flint as well. So if we pull up, if I just put Buffalo on here, you'll see here. It says smoke being reported. It's right there. So it says smoke. So there you go. They got the smoke going on right there. Going back to the map, we'll go and we'll look at the heat going on in the south. The kind of day that they have there, 86. It's not that unusual. Well, the dew point is. The dew point's 79 over here. So let's see how hot it got over here. And yeah, pretty hot today. It got up to the upper 90s. Should really put this in the highs so we can see the highs. The heat that's going on there. But you can see a lot of heat here and a lot of humidity too. Just very, very humid. Smithville, 93. The dew point can't be 93. That's impossible. It's a mistake. 90 with a dew point of 66. One day that will happen, though. Going up into Oklahoma, we got 94 degrees. No dew point on that site. 92 with a dew point of 75. So it's just very hot, very humid air that's moved into the south, into the parts of the south. And again, New Mexico dealing with, these are why it's so dangerous. 94 dry heat, dew point's 34. You only 12% humidity, but the winds are gusting up to 25 miles an hour. And then you got that fire danger. We've had some fires in the southwest as well. And then we go into inland parts of California, where we got this excessive heat watch, 100 degrees in Needles, but it's dry heat. Dew points only 20. How about that, huh? Yeah, look at that. They got well into the hundreds. Oh my, yeah. So that's how hot it is, and you're gonna have areas also that are gonna deal with more heat as we go into California as well. Other areas like Bakersfield where it's 90 degrees, and we'll see how hot it got there. So there's a lot of heat going on across other parts of the country. Luckily, we're not dealing with it. We're just dealing with the smoke. All right. I will put highs on the screen here again, just so you get an idea of how hot it's been in the south and the southwest. You can see pretty hot. Flagstaff probably not that hot. Well, if I can find, I'll put Flagstaff on the other thing. We'll search. But you can see generally not a lot of hundreds here on the map. As we go, we pull this out a little bit. We are way too zoomed in. You can see here a lot of hundreds on the map. 104, hundreds gripping Texas. And look at this, Amarillo, 102. This extends into Kansas, too, where it was 100 degrees today. Wichita, 102. So, yeah, very, very hot weather in the south. 100 even in Louisiana. So, yeah, it's normally hot there, but not that hot. It's and then you throw in the humidity where where the dew point is just unbelievably bad, and it's pretty bad. 80s, again, dew point 78. I mean, that's brutal. That's just brutal right there. Brutal dew points. Coupled with these, it feels like it's like 110. It feels worse here than it does in the southwest. Just put it that way. All right. But we're dealing with the smoke, and then there's some severe weather too. Going on as well. But we got enough to talk about with the smoke, so I figured I'd cover some of the other stuff. But let's go to the MODIS satellite next, and we will go and look at the smoke. And you can see here it is. There's the smoke, and that's the whole bit of smoke here coming down here. And here are the fires still going here. I think this is still Quebec over here, if I'm not mistaken. So we still have fires going in Quebec. And we have fires going in Ontario as well. We still got the fires going in Western Canada, too. So lots of fires still raging. Worst season on record. Here's our little low-pressure systems. That's moving away. And the fairer weather will move in. So let's go look at the regular models first. And then we will go and look at everything else. So, actually, I should not have closed that tab. Reopen that. It's a dumb thing to do. Now I got to go. All right. We're going to go over the AQI, actually. Let's do that while I'm here. So the current AQI, you can see some areas of Suffolk County are good. Nassau County is moderate. They've been showing these maps a lot on TV, but you'll see what we're going to be getting into here in Pennsylvania here. Red. We're going into the red zone here. Unhealthy. And so look at this, Detroit 201. Some of the worst air quality in the whole country right now is in Detroit. That's extreme right there. That's extreme, very unhealthy, very thick smoke in that area. So this is all moving in our direction. So we're going to deal with this. So it's only going to get worse from here as far as the air quality goes. So let's go back to the models here. And high pressure builds in tomorrow, so we'll be fair. We should have sunshine, though it will be dim, hazy sunshine, maybe even orange at times. A few clouds around, but fair weather, no rain chances. Same thing for Friday. We'll have to see if the smoke dissipates by then. And then we'll have that chance of showers as we get toward the weekend. And we'll talk more about the holiday weekend on into next week later on. I think maybe Friday we'll talk about it, or Thursday, probably Friday. But generally speaking, we will have a return of some rain and chances, thunderstorms, and higher humidity as we get into Monday and July 4th itself. We have a little low pressure area over us, which could bring us some rain chances. But like I said, can't really get too specific about it right now. We got to focus on the smoke. But let's first get our regular weather out of the way. So let's go to the HRRR. HRRR, you'll see there's some slight shower chances tonight. Otherwise, tomorrow, fair weather, no rain chances. Friday, we will have to watch out for a possible development of a line of showers and thunderstorms later on into the evening with this almost looks like a front of some sort. We'll look at our dew points right now because we know it's very, very humid out there. But you'll see as we get into tomorrow, winds go to the northwest. It brings in drier but smokier air. The dew points drop, but we will have a lot of smoke. Probably very limited sea breezes tomorrow. Friday, I think we'll see more in the way of sea breezes, which may break up the smoke a little bit, but you'll see more humidity off to the west, which we will deal with as the winds go more southerly again, which hopefully could take the smoke out of here by Saturday. Looking at your air temperatures tonight, probably not going to drop off that much. Probably mid-60s is going to do it. And tomorrow will be a warm one. We'll have temperatures in the low 80s, maybe even mid-80s. And then, so and though the smoke could actually keep the temperatures down if it's thick enough. And then tomorrow night, probably dropping back into the low 60s. And then Friday will be just as warm. Low to mid 80s probably will do it, but there will be a sea breeze on the South Shore on that day. And if we want to go a little further here on the GFS, looking at your dew points, I'd rather not really go too much into the weekend. I'll go as far as Saturday, I think. You'll see that the dew points start to rise a little more, though. That's still not too bad. The GFS still keeps them manageable, though the temperatures are lower on Saturday, I'm assuming, due to some more cloud cover. So let's go to the RGM, and we'll look at the skies. And again, this is just cloud cover, as in water vapor. It's not going to show you the smoke. So fairly sunshine, maybe a few stratocumulus clouds around tomorrow, and then as we get into Friday, maybe there'll be a little bit of cirrus around. But again, the smoke is going to be the big thing you're going to notice. And then Saturday, we'll have, looks like showing some clouds, maybe some fog clouds along the shore, and then breaks the sun inland. So let's go to the smoke models. That's what we really want to look at. And we have the 23Z RAP smoke model, which doesn't go that far. So we'll first start with the vertically integrated smoke here. And honestly, it's a lot worse than this is showing. I don't know why it's not. I think maybe because it's showing smoke aloft, and a lot of the smoke's actually more toward the surface, I think, than aloft. I think that's what's going on. Because if we look at the near-surface smoke, it seems like it just like dissipates it. I don't understand why it's doing that, and I don't see why that's going to happen either. So this model really doesn't. It's really underdoing it. Usually we can count on these smoke models, but they really are underdoing just how bad it is. 21Z, the 21Z goes further, so we can look at the vertically integrated smoke on that and the near surface. Honestly, it just underdoes it. It's just underdoing it. It really is. It's worse. It's way worse than this is leading you to believe. And like I said, I don't know why it's like that. I don't get it. Let's go to the HRRR instead. We're going to go look at the HRRR. And we have the 18Z run, which goes out a little further. This smoke model may be better at this point because the RAP is definitely underdoing it. It's a lot worse than that's showing. So let's go to the HRRR. Maybe this one will be better. This is the first. We'll start with the vertically integrated smoke, and then we will go and look at some of the others. Yeah, this is a little more realistic here. Though, again, it seems like it's showing a lot of the thicker smoke going off to the south. I don't know why it's doing that either. I don't see. Yeah, it seems like it's going to go into hour. It just seems to dissipate it, and I don't understand why it's doing that. But, you know, if you watch this, you'd think, okay, it wouldn't be so bad. We'd have a blue sky tomorrow, but I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. Not when you look at the satellite. So, I don't know, these models just, they're not really. We're having a westerly flow. We're not having a northerly flow, so I don't know why it's pushing it to the south. That's what I don't understand here. Sometimes you have to, dismiss the models and just take a look and see what you're seeing on satellite. And here's, again, that really surface smoke. Somehow it just keeps it away from us, and I just don't see how that's going to happen. It's definitely as we get to it Friday and Saturday, we get that southerly flow, it might help, but I don't know what these models are thinking here at this point. Because, again, if we look at this satellite, you clearly see all this smoke has got to go into our area. All right, so I don't understand why it's pushing it all the way. It's like pushing it southwestward, and I don't understand that. I think there's something wrong here. So it just doesn't make any sense. So I think expect smoke tomorrow, and if we don't get a really bad smoky day, be pleasantly surprised. But I'm telling you, I think we're going to have some pretty thick smoke tomorrow. That's why there's an air quality alert in effect. So I think that wraps up the weather update for tonight. Just wanted to go over the climate statistics for I know I forgot to do it last night. I'll do it tonight. So we were at 81 ice slip, fairly close to normal for the high. The low was 4 degrees above normal, so we managed to be 2 degrees above normal. And then for Central Park, though, 2 degrees below normal, because the low was still cooler there, oddly enough. Cooler in Central Park than Islip. How's that? Pretty crazy. And anyway, and that is something you're going to be doing a lot of. So thank you for watching and have a good night.